Yep, it's basically time. I said over and over again that I could have something releasable by end of year, and as a matter of fact, here we are. There's still going to be a couple of things to basically add on to this, also a couple of things to maybe just edit, such as basically removing pipes and just basically tidying up the overworld, basically just tidying up stuff that was in there for mostly testing purposes, and also tidying up levels in case I just play through this and find something that basically just feels wrong or someone points out some sort of oversight I had in the level design. Also, Strike Fortress and Edgy, welcome to this earliest possible preview of Return Trip. Within one or two streams, you're going to basically get to see the entire ROM hack, all of its levels. Maybe not necessarily the outro or the ending live, but you're going to get to see all the levels. They are all here. Yep, an actual new ROM hack from me. The first in a while. Bits and pieces could have easily been done perhaps a year and a half ago. It's just the release ended up being delayed to 2018, which, interestingly enough, kind of helped a bit in regards to just basically seeing stuff that I would have not necessarily seen if I just did it sooner. That's basically another story. I think I might have to maybe try and revive that after I just take another closer look at Armadia and get Gasman done. I do want to get Armadia back up to speed, and I do want to get Gasman at least started, preferably also finished. Oh, Puny, hi there. Also, this is probably the first time I've actually successfully just installed the Title Movies Recording ASM, then of course uninstalled it. Am I going to show this for C3? That's basically the plan, to just release it then. That plus, I still have a few other things to add and just edit out. Like, I do have some random pipes just scattered along the overworld, and I do want to get rid of those because they were mainly there just for testing purposes. But all the levels are basically in a playable state. Maybe I will look at a few other things, such as this, for example, I'd look at. If I go onto the erase file screen, then the gradient in the background basically gets messed up. I will probably look at that too while we're at it. Yeah, I'd like to get Armadia back up to speed too. This actually took a while to just put together. Mainly because it took me a while to decide exactly how I wanted to basically do the opening story. I wanted to originally just have this be on 3 separate screens, but I couldn't quite figure out exactly how to do this with basically the opening message that you got in level C5. So I just opted to basically just put like 3 cutscenes, basically, well, 3 screens onto one. All was well in the Mushroom Kingdom until one night Princess Peach fell ill. She then seemed to have fallen into a state of deep sleep as no one could wake her. Being such an important figure helping manage the Mushroom Kingdom, something needed to be done. Research was then done in the castle's library regarding illnesses that can cause the type of catatonic state Peach was in, and this led to very few options regarding cures. I'm just so excited to actually get all this showed off. To be honest, this could have easily taken a lot less time if I was just more active with SNW hacking. I recently did actually pick up speed, though. A nearby floating island was said to be a place where a powerful medicinal herb known as Valencia moss was growing. However, there was no reasonable way to reach it from the Mushroom Kingdom, so some exploration had to be done on land. But Mario would take on whatever work was requested of him to wake his beloved. This is actually probably going to be a bulk of the text you'll read in this hack. There's very little text. There's some quizzes you'll be taking later on, but it's mostly just gameplay you're going to be getting out of this, not so much story. Unless we really just get up to speed like I've been doing with this. I'm going to have to at least try and just get some more progress done on that. And then there's going to be starting Gasman, and just alternating between the two. After a short trip by sea, Mario could see an island with a mountain tall enough that it might just be what he needed to reach the floating island continent. Not too long after landing, he came across a cabin. I still actually have to replace Yoshi's house with this vacant cabin, by the way. Though vacant, it would prove to be a good place to rest after having reached the island. Also from there he could get a good look at the mountain and figure out the path that might get him up to the floating lands. Yeah, the boat was kind of hastily done. Not quite sure exactly what else I'd be able to do with a boat. Might be worth looking at one more time before releasing this. Armadia is not even related to this, actually. I think I can actually maybe just quickly open up Armadia just so you can see. It's basically a collab hack that me, Debug, and another guy known as SMW Physicist were working on. We only actually released 5 levels so far. I have a couple more sitting on my computer, but I don't know if they're actually in this ROM file I have open here. I doubt they are. Or maybe they are. Okay, maybe this is just like an old copy, because I can't seem to walk over to this warp pipe here, where I assume we placed all the test levels. Well, not the test levels, but basically the test submap where we put all the levels. Yeah, there's just a submap where we basically just placed every level we can play so we can just access them all from there. And this is not the test map, actually. This is what World 1's going to look like so far. Unless more levels get added into it later, but that's going to be another story. We did release 5 levels of this thus far in a one world demo. It would make sense to just start small and basically get something out there to measure progress. And yes, Debug did do this overworld. Though if we want to add more levels to World 1, we might have to make some changes to it. Unless we keep this at 5 levels, which could be a safe move, to perhaps just basically get this released sooner. Fewer levels is going to mean overall less work. I also did actually put events onto the overworld and just cleaned it up. No, this has actually been in hiatus because I was just trying to also get Return Trip finished. But this could basically come back out of hiatus sooner than later. But I still have Return Trip to actually tidy up and finish and release first. For example, the boat is one thing that might get looked at again. Well, I do want to get to Return Trip, actually. I want to get back on task. I'm gonna just fast forward past the opening this time. Dead indeed. This log cabin still has to be replaced with Yoshi's... well, it is Yoshi's house, but I'm gonna replace it with, like, a log cabin. Shouldn't be too hard to just draw one of those. Or just put one together from pre-existing tiles. It's probably not gonna really serve much purpose. And I can actually still just walk on the overworld, even if these levels aren't beaten, but obviously I'm going to turn this off in the final release. This is just so I could basically just test all the levels if I want to. And there's also a submap where I basically put every level to the test as well. And you can actually go one of 2 ways to start. I'm going to go here, because it leads to like a very useful switch. I'm going to start off with Mushroom Plane. Duck under that fuzzy right there. Okay, these levels are supposed to be pretty easy. They're like among the first levels you can play. Actually, no, this is something different. Well, I didn't draw the hills. Those basically just came with Super Mario World by default. The mushrooms came from SMB1 All-Stars. And I just added some mushrooms in the background. Didn't have to be super high detail because they were in the background. I'm gonna have to see what I can do to bring Variety Slumber back one of these days. So this event should work. I should be going down automatically to the submap here, where I still have all the level tiles on it, just to basically test them without having to basically just travel across the overworld. No, those mushrooms in the background are layered too. I should be walking on my own automatically. I'm gonna have to look at that too, apparently, and see why that's not happening. So now we're in the Blue Switch Swamp. Oh, lag spike? Honestly, we really shouldn't be having these on a game from the 1990s. Specifically 1990, 1991. I don't know if I'm actually gonna get all the way to the final level this one stream. If I do, I won't be able to really show you the ending, because I didn't actually complete the ending yet. Still have to write the text for it, and also just basically illustrate it too. Sort of like what I did for the illustrating the opening. It's not gonna be that long either, most likely. So now we're gonna get to go see the Blue Switch. I'm assuming all the events are actually gonna work as intended. Okay, now I'm actually moving on my own to the Blue Switch, which is now unlocked. So this is basically what you're going to have to do to get through the Blue Switch. Play with these on-off switch blocks, and basically just guide this Sparky around across the screen. And obviously not have it go off-screen and lose them. This was a kind of a pain in the ass to build. God, not make it too ridiculous either, actually, the gimmick. This is a pretty interesting screen. Alright, looks like we got that one out of the way. Certainly gets tougher in the second half, that much I can tell you for sure. Certainly a lot more going on in the second half, to say the least. Don't need that one up at all. I don't even know if I'm gonna get this first try. I really haven't played this level in a while. Yeah, all of these Switch palaces are very gimmicky in nature. All of them are pretty damn tricky in one way or another. Alright, what was up here again? I don't quite remember what was up here. Okay, that's actually nice. I can basically just keep this Sparky here forever. It gets me plenty of time to think as to what I want to do next. And maybe just take a bit of time to quickly peek at some of the other obstacles ahead. If I don't go too far, he won't despawn. Let's go now, I guess. Now I can just keep him here and take another look at what I need to do from here. I see. This should be fun. Alright, we're almost there. Very close at this point. And I think that's it. I think we got the blue switch just now. That's the blue switch. Now we get blue switch blocks. So does this tile destroy by itself? Apparently not. So I can think of a workaround for this due to the fact you can re-enter the level. I'm gonna put like some pipe or door behind where the blue switch was, so next time you go there, you can still leave. Because I'm aware if I don't do this, or don't just basically press the switch down through events, then you can just basically get stuck there, because you have no way to finish the level. So it is something I'm aware of. Either get the switch pressed, or basically just build them a way to actually leave the level still after the switch is pressed. So let's now go to Muncher Path and basically just go down the route that's going to lead to the end of the game. That was just like an extra path I went down for Blue Switch. There's also a red switch hidden somewhere around here as well. Let's just stop wasting our power-ups, actually. We gotta be done soon at this point with this level. Oh, whoops. The layer 3 should scroll slower in that level. So I'm guessing, what, it goes a bit fast or something? Alright, so I can go one of two ways from Life in Motion. I can either go up this mountainside or go through the cave. I'm probably going to consider doing both. But if I want the red switch, I'll just say it right now that I should go up the mountainside and not through the cave. Yeah, that's what it basically does anyways. secret exit's in that pipe, actually. Oh, this was actually pretty tricky. So that's the secret exit. Leads a directional cave. Featuring this kind of platform. I have to maybe just redesign this level a bit to make it even more beginner-friendly. Even then, I don't know how much more I can really do besides maybe just filter out some enemies. Oops. Okay. I guess we could be getting the flower then. Having it be constant is jarring. I'd have to actually look at that level again and see. Oh boy. That could have just easily gone wrong right there. And even not too far from midpoint, perhaps. We could have just died, like, not too far from the midpoint easily. I think it's safe to say this level was easily trickier in some of its earlier incarnations. I didn't want to be too overkill for something that you'd access really early into your playthrough. I could just go under the boo ring, which is kind of what was intended anyway, so kind of just go under that boo ring, like so. And that ends that one. Yup, Seraph, we have... It's back alright. Now then, on and off. Oh, Patrick, yo. We're still not that far into the hack, so good news for you. Not that far in yet, still. So this is just like a sort of level based around the on-off switches. Not much to really say about it, the level aside from that. Yeah, it didn't want to be like too complex for something early game still. Yeah, if there's any time to try and do something highly experimental in my level design, it wouldn't be in the early game. I think down here is a dragon coin, but I'm probably gonna leave it. I'll have to just leave that alone. So we need to alternate between having the thwomps move and having them not move for this second half here. Same goes for the platforms, too. You hit that switch, and then you basically just run for it, knowing the thwomps are going to basically just drop on your head as soon as you've hit it, basically. If they could change their colors based on the state of the on-off switch, that would be great. Wonder how hard that would actually be to do. If I knew like a couple more things about ASM, I could probably make it so that... Because yeah, that would certainly be like more player friendly for sure. That would just be like, not like absolutely necessary, but it would just be like a nice addition. It would be a little something extra nice. Saying it still would help though, regardless. Still have to sync up these platforms before I can just call this level done. Okay, that looks good. If I want to get in that pipe, I'd have to try again to sync them up in a different way. I'm just gonna basically finish the level, though. There's just basically another sort of bonus in that pipe. Actually, no, I think you need to basically just jump on the platforms while they're moving, and then enter the pipe while they're moving the platforms. Which is definitely on the tricky side, but it's optional. Alright then, Talisa Mansion. The first half of this level was made way back when. The second half only really came about recently. Took me like ages to really decide how I wanted the second half of this level to look. Yep. Basically just Boo Mansion, essentially. As a matter of fact, it was. I will perhaps have to consider doing something about this switch not appearing. Could maybe just replace it with a block that you hit to activate the P-switch, rather than be the P-switch sprite. Probably gonna have to make note of that. Sounds like a really good idea. Just replace that with some sort of block. Otherwise, players who don't exactly know the level will be left wondering what the hell to actually do. They weren't all that bad. Like, the World 6 trap, though, where you had to basically just fight the cannon, that shit was just absurd. Like, I don't know how anyone was expected to actually really just feasibly do that. And for what? Just so you could basically save one life after getting caught in the trap? Kind of basically liked almost all the levels except for that fucking death trap in World 6. Yeah, I think it's safe to say the boss fight must take almost at least 2 or 3 minutes, and it's very easy to just mess it up at any point of the fight. It's just something you get trapped in if you're unlucky. You basically just walk across a certain tile and the hand grabs you by chance. Much like in SMB3, but a lot harder to escape without just dying. Still a cool game for what it was, though. I was certainly more fond of the graphics and the music than the levels, actually. Yeah, I think it's safe to say I was, in fact, more fond of the graphics and music. So he needs to go left from here, obviously. So if I do go in that other door I just passed, it basically just puts me, like, a bit further back in the level. Basically like a wrong door you'd see in your typical ghost house. I don't want to be standing directly in front of these on-off blocks. Well, not on-off blocks, but these blocks that just appear in and out, because if I'm standing in them as they appear, I just instantly get smushed and killed. Might have to do something about either shortening this level or just increasing the timer. Might just be, like, more generous to shorten the level, but I could also increase the timer. Could also increase the timer, too, and still probably be okay. I have to at least do one of those things, to say the least. Can't just not do, like, either one. Unless you're basically just rushing this, you're likely just going to possibly run out of time. And I'd have to basically just also fix that graphic there when you bounce on the block. Shouldn't be much of a fix. Should just be like a simple graphic swap to fix it. Alright, we have a bonus game still, like in the original. This did not change. And we completely failed the bonus game, but I think we'll still be okay. I should know my own levels like the back of my hand, ideally. I wonder if there's anything I can do to make Mario actually just appear behind some of the overworld tiles. Might be worth looking into that. I thought turning priority on would do it, but apparently that doesn't do it. Apparently that's not enough to basically just get him to appear behind the tiles. Basically just walking through a cave and then just ending up on top of this part of the mountain here. Yeah, that's another thing I need to look at, apparently. That, or maybe just basically replace that cave entrance with a pipe. It'll be simpler to maintain anyways. Yeah, I certainly spent a lot more time on making the levels than I did the overworld. It's safe to say that much, as you can see. Let's get this midpoint. Like so. Okay, I guess the difficulty does pick up right around here. Alright, there's some sharks. You do not want to jump on these. Unless you're spin jumping, that is. Only level in which they appear, by the way, the sharks. Alright, that's done. So should I go back to basically also do the other levels in World 1 and try and clean those up too? Okay, I think I need to actually make sure this overworld tile is also revealed by just basically doing... I'm gonna take a screenshot in case I forget to just go and correct this. A white path tile was supposed to reveal here too by going through that cave exit from Telesa Mansion up to here, but I must have forgotten that. If I go and beat the level below it, then it'll just show. Alright now then, level engine is back. Didn't Alcaro have a user biography full of shitty ASM requests? I remembered using this gimmick a long time ago in Phantom Death March, one of my Colossus levels. Yeah, Phantom Death March also did this. That was like a World 6 level. So this certainly wasn't the first time I actually used the gimmick here. I'll just leave the feather. That or I might just want to make it easier to grab. Given how the platform's going to leave you in the dust if you stop to try and actually get it. Should have maybe just looked at what was in front of me and then jumped. Yeah, good thing there are plenty of power-ups to just work with, regardless. Gonna kind of just fall back on those and be fine. Okay, we'll get the Dragon Coin, because why not? Yeah, it certainly is. I wonder if it's going to be one of my better ROM hacks. Only time will tell. Only time will tell how everyone else reacts to it, really. Those placeholder tiles I will be removing as well. Basically just to test those warp blocks, those teleport to another level blocks to see that they worked. Now we're going up to the floating island part of the ROM hack. You have to just make it so you save after all these levels are done. Yeah, I certainly want to just refine the level design if possible. Yeah, just basically make it more, I don't know, reasonable, more balanced. Even then, that's like still like even further refined than Colossus was. I guess these blue Koopas still sometimes act funny. Well, I guess the difficulty's probably gonna pick up now that we made it to the floating island. Yeah, so would I to an extent. Had I not, this would have been done much sooner. Yeah, I think they're actually immune to fireballs. Among other weird things that they do sometimes. I think this feather actually used to be closer to the top of the screen, but I moved it down just to basically build around some sort of a glitch that can happen. If you're picking up a cape while you're off screen, the game basically freezes when that happens. If you're just jumping on them, they're not that bad, but if you're doing other things to them, like trying to cape spin them or shoot them with fire, then yeah, like they basically kind of just fall apart there. They kind of fail like that sort of test. Alright, I guess we don't need whatever was in there. This was certainly an interesting level to build. Trying to just see if we can consistently make the cloud spawn in such a way that it's always possible to just beat with whatever set of clouds you're given. I never disassembled anything, so I wouldn't know. Yes, you are, as a matter of fact. If I die before we actually get to the ending... No, we're good. Crystal Mountain. I'm gonna have to make sure all these levels actually save when you're done them. Or at least some of the more important ones. Like ones near the end of worlds, perhaps. Now then, Crystal Mountain. No more of those stupid blue Koopas. Those are like that's like a group of superheroes, isn't it? I think they have Batman, Superman, Aquaman, Green Arrow, The Flash, and Wonder Woman? At least those 6. I think they're probably bigger than 6 members, but I'm pretty sure they're at least like part of the Justice League. Yeah, we definitely hear lots of talk about Batman and Superman. Not so much about Aquaman, though. He kind of just ends up being the underrated superhero. He kind of just basically flies under the radar. Whoops. Now I gotta basically hit the P switch and then just use it to run up here. Oops. Looks like I missed something. These pipes should work. I can still get out of that, but that pipe should reset me, ideally. So I can basically just try and set that up properly. I don't even know why I need another P-switch there. Oh, I still haven't played it yet. I played a bunch of randomized Super Metroid seeds, and I'm actually starting Google Translated Metroid Prime 2. Yes, that does exist too, by the way. Already not too far from fighting a Morbus in Agon Wastes. We just need to get one more Dark Temple key, and I know exactly where it is. And then we can basically fight a Morbus. Alright then, Skybreak Falls. Never heard of green pilled before. I know they're red and blue, but never heard of green. Hence why I must have not heard of it yet. Another little lag spike there. Certainly might be something I can do about this water. It's much easier to basically animate SMB3 water to do stuff like this than it is Super Mario World water. I can tell you that much already. I had a much easier time making the SMB3 water look cleaner in bits than I did here. This is still certainly fixable, I can imagine. I mean, I was able to figure out how to do everything else up to this point. Ow. Fuzzies are fuzzies, apparently. Let's go in the water. Oh, nice, another mushroom. In case I just want coins. Probably wouldn't need them, though, at this rate. So now we can access the water temple. Yeah, it certainly took a while to basically just finalize the graphics here. I think these graphics must have went through at least like 2 iterations or something. And yes, I did get the blue switch, which does help a bit with actually clearing out this level. I'll have a few more blocks I can jump on to avoid the boss passes. And it lets me go up here too, actually. In case I just want an extra life that I probably won't need that badly anyways. Okay, I barely squeezed that. Okay, so I'm coming up to the first of 2 quizzes in this ROM hack. And just so you know, there are basically 2 things that can happen in this quiz. You either succeed it or you fail it. If you fail it, you're forced to basically just take a very difficult route to basically get to the end boss of this level. Whereas if you succeed the quiz, you don't have to go through the extra difficult route, otherwise known as the death course. Which certainly does live up to its name, given my experience with testing those death courses. The Final Fantasy VI music was in the underwater part of Skybreak Falls. Secret of Mana music was like in the first half of Water Temple. Alright, the 74th annual Quiz of Quandaries takes place behind this door. It will test your knowledge on various things throughout the hack thus far. Should I try and just get 3 questions wrong, so I have to do the death course? Should I go and try and actually knock the death course out? Well, I can tell you this much, it's a lot easier with a Fire Flower. I think I'm actually just going to consider going for it. Alright, ladies, gentlemen, and non-binaries. This is Vivoda, hosting the floating island of Eola Gaia's 74th annual Quiz of Quandaries. And here's our newest contestant, this guy. Today's quiz will consist of 7 questions. If the contestant answers 5 right, then they are granted further access through the Water Temple and into the forest where the fabled Valencia moss is said to be found. If they answer 3 questions wrong, they'll incur a game over, and losers are executed in our special death course. And the Fish Series and Venus Fire Traps down there extra angry today. Alright, on with the show. Where is the blue switch? I found the blue switch in the swamp already. That's correct. But it will only get harder from here. Now then, question 2. How many dragon coins does this temple have in it before the midpoint? It's not 2. That's wrong. Remember, if you answer 2 more wrong, you will regret everything. Now then, question 3. What enemies can be seen flying in the background in the dark forest? Should maybe specify the level name, but it's booze. Now then, question 4. Which of these is not visible on the floating continent overworld? Truth be told, you can actually see all of these currently, but the warp pipes are not supposed to be there. This is basically in for testing purposes. There will not be a warp pipe in the final version of this ROM hack on the floating island. There's octahedrons, there's a stream, but there's no warp pipe. How many fuzzies are in Mushroom Plain? Total. I'm gonna try and get it wrong. Question 6. How many blocks can you jump upwards with a near-perfect running jump? You can actually cover 6, but it's barely possible. This is your last chance. Now then, what number question is this? It's the 5th. No, it's actually the 7th, but I want to basically get the game over and be forced to do the death course. Just so I can try and show this off. And hopefully not embarrass myself in the process. This is built to be extra difficult, but of course it's going to be optional. If you just do the quiz correctly, you're not faced with this in the first place. And it gets a lot easier with fire flowers, because with those you can basically just take out the Venus fire traps that make this so difficult in the first place. Otherwise, you're going to be in for one hell of a ride here. Let's see if I can clear the rest of this without fire flower. I might be able to. Depends on how I built the rest of this, really. Didn't spend too much time actually just testing this, like, extensively, since I knew it was going to be an optional, basically an optional punishment route you'd have to take. There's a Rip Van Fish on me, isn't there? Or maybe not. I guess not. If you brought power-ups with you into this death course, they will help. You'll be able to just take extra hits before you actually die. There's a 3-up moon, but do I really need it? As a matter of fact, I don't. Just one extra thing that can kill me, perhaps, so I'm just gonna leave it. Let's see if we actually do survive the death course here. We might be able to make it out of it, actually. We might be getting out of this. Drop between these spikes. It's kind of a tight squeeze. Oh, there's bullet bills here. Briefly forgot about these guys. This is going to be interesting. Okay, I can't just go directly under. I gotta just really plan this strategically. There we go. That's gonna let me pass. And then there was this obstacle here. Maybe the hardest obstacle to pass without fire flowers of any sort. Not even sure if I can stand here safely or not. I want to get down to the block where the rotodisc is revolving around, but... Nope, it's not even safe there, and if I try and go left, I still die. Because, well, yeah. The rotodisc basically just catches me. That's possible, but it's not easy without a fire flower, I can assure you that much. So let's actually just get the questions right so we don't have to face that. That is entirely optional. That's basically just punishment for failing the quiz. Being forced to survive that or just basically try the whole quiz again. So that room's likely not going to get changed, since you can simply not have to go here in the first place. Well, not here, but not in that room. And there's 16 fuzzies in the mushroom plane. You win! As I promised, with no further strings attached, you may now proceed towards the sacred forest where Valencia moss is known to grow. So you get a power-up and then a boss to fight. So this is serious time. Alright, that didn't work. Ow. That just caught me. That almost caught me too. Certainly gonna get a lot easier now that one of the Pixes is dead. So one less thing that can just kill me, basically. Now it's gonna get really easy. There's only 2 of these left on screen. Way easier to dodge 2 than 4 of them, that's for sure. And I just... Oh my god, I blew it. If I would have jumped just a couple pixels higher, we would have been fine. Oh my god, I blew it. I was kind of expecting to die the death course, but not that. Fuck's sake. Alright, Vivoda, we get it. Yeah, once you know all the answers, it's just a matter of basically just giving them all the right answers again. And then it's basically just fighting the boss after this sort of waiting period here. Warpipe's gonna be removed in the final version, I said this already. Let's try to not blow it this time. If I could do this without getting hit, that would be even better, but if we can at least just kill off all the Pixes, I won't mind. Let's just try and get all the Pixes taken out now. Just gonna wait for an opening here. Not really seeing an opening, not really seeing one. There's one. One is already dead and I haven't even been hit yet. Oh! Oh, nice. Didn't even get hit still. I certainly could have made an even worse arena for the player to have to fight these in. And the annoying part is just basically getting the right shell colors and waiting till they actually show up. In a way, this level is largely a throwback to Super Tails' own water temple in Tale of Elementia. Same level name, same music, but like using samples instead of just like no samples. And the Pix boss at the end as well, don't forget that. This is sort of a throwback to Tale of Elementia from Super Tails. Yeah, he made his own water temple. Same music and same boss at the end, basically. And name's the same as well, obviously. We just need one more yellow shell and then we can basically leave Water Temple. And then go on to the forest. Maybe we need another yellow shell, actually. As soon as it shows up, that is. We better not run the timer out. Okay, we're good. Now we just have to clean the rest of the shells out and then we can leave. Spent like nearly a whole minute or so just waiting for like those last couple shells to just show up. Still need to actually get all these levels just save when you're done them. That really shouldn't be hard though. So now we're going into the Forests of Legend. Now let me just hop up here, please. Yeah, certainly things pick up in difficulty here, to say the least. Things start to significantly get more challenging at this point. And I just screwed that up. Tried a bit too hard to not get hit, as you could just see there. Might get up to the ghost house and hopefully that'll actually let me save my game and maybe just take a break there, perhaps. Ow. That random fireball just hit me. Well, not random, you get the idea. Yeah, these throw blocks are here for a reason. It's one means of basically fighting against all these plant enemies, just using the throw blocks on them. You can also use the Goombas too. You can also throw those at the other enemies to just knock them out. Or you simply just dodge all their fireballs. Yeah, with how many fireballs they can just vomit out, I figured I'd just give you the option to actually just simply kill them off. At least in earlier parts of the level anyways. So you can see why the blue switch is going to help right there. But I did not yet get the red switch, so that's still like an outline. Oops. I didn't think I was going to get stuck in that block and stand on it, and then it would basically just negate my jump. Basically made me mistime my jump and just get killed for it. Oh, that was a close one indeed. Now that was close if I've ever seen that, like, close encounter. That was close if I've ever seen it, to say the least. Probably gonna maybe want to get rid of this Panzer here. Gonna probably only really serve one purpose at this point. Just to piss you off, I assume. Yeah, there's a way to get this dragon coin. I'll probably just leave it. So I can just dodge all these Panzers here I put near the midpoint. Oh, this was certainly challenging. Yeah, I did say that the difficulty did ramp up at about this point. I'll see how well I fare against these late game levels. Yeah, this is, like, definitely at least, like, past the halfway point by now. This is the kind of level where you just want to keep your eyes on two places on the screen at once. Having a Fire Flower also indeed helps you out here. Still doable without. I only have to use it once to just not die. Well, just to make that easy, I use it again. And then the further you go, like, the more trees actually block your view. Just to really add to, like, the challenge factor here. We're gonna be getting out of here sooner or later, I just know it. We must be near the end at this point. That's the ending! Probably one of the harder screens of the entire hack was just right there. Now then, on to Helix Jump. Now then. onto one of the vertical sections of the level. Then there'll be another one similar to this where you're actually going up instead of down. Yeah, the red rocks, they're so hot that they burn you to the touch. You want to avoid those. Might have to make it a bit clear that you do not want to touch those. Unless you basically just find out the hard way. That's a tight squeeze right there. So things certainly get trickier right about here where you're going up. More so than the part where you're going down. Oh, shoot. Expanded level functions. I don't recall using those, actually, to produce this. This was a fun bit right here. Now out of that section, no more of the vertical sections unless we should fail on this one that's right before the exit. Ow. As long as I can just basically get to the exit in one piece, I won't mind that much. Blue switch makes that a bit easier on me. Basically don't have to go around the mole. Again, I'm supposed to move automatically to the next level. Alright then, on to Valencia Mansion. So everything underneath the blue coins is an illusion. This is a gimmick that has been done before in a ROM hack known as the New Mario World. I think it's safe to say that must date back at least like 10-11 years by now. So I thought I'd basically just give online video surfers Valley Ghost House gimmick a try. Just to see how I could do with it. Yes, this does include the midpoint. Well, at least that midpoint you're seeing there right now, it includes that. You can enter this door, though, if you just use a boo block to get up to it. Oh, nearly just jumped to my death there. That was close. So you basically kind of have to just look at the top of the screen and at the bottom again, just like you did for Force of Legend second half. Until you get to this room where it's certainly, the gimmick's different. This is just like not a scroller. That's a tricky bit right there. Now we should be able to claim the midpoint. There we go. Not supposed to go that way. It's all blue coins there I'm seeing. Alright, I just basically fell for that. At least I did hit the midpoint. Good thing I have that to fall back on. Well, let's just get through here anyways, I guess. So now we go in this pipe, since there's no longer blue coins above it. And now we enter this room again, but it's scrolling right. So again, we basically just have to follow the auto-scroll past this warp pipe here. We then basically just follow it to this pipe we then enter to get to the rest of the level, pretty much. And then leads to a room with Boo Buddy ceiling. Not really worth it to stay there to get coins, because these guys will basically just swarm you if you try. You basically want to keep moving as much as possible here to just make this easier on yourself. If I get hit, I'm in trouble. If I don't, we're just going to be fine. Alright, we're going to make it out of there just fine. Am I gonna get this? I failed the bonus game 2 times in a row. Didn't get any lives from it either time. 2 bonus game fails in a row. Does this at least let me save? Yes, it does. I gotta basically just make almost, well, some or all of the level tiles let you save, because as it is right now, like, I basically didn't save up until I hit, well, this level. Had not yet saved up until that point. Gotta fix that, basically. That's something we do need to fix, indeed. And this is probably easily one of the tougher levels in the whole hack, right here. The fact that it's a Bramble level should kind of just hint at that fact already. It should kind of already just let you know what you're going to be up against. Seeing brambles everywhere. I should have just jumped sooner and followed the coin guides. I mean, they're there for a reason, the coin guides. This should be interesting to try and dodge. Okay, we're safe enough. No, these are just coins. I was hoping that was a power-up I was gonna do, but nope, it's just coins. Not even a power-up for me. At least not there anyways. Keeping the shell is definitely a good idea, to say the least. That's even better, that's a midpoint right there. Even better than just a power-up. So if I die, I restart from there instead of actually at the beginning. Now I gotta basically just worm my way around these plants here. Then just die to that little nipper plant there. We did hit a midpoint at least. Thankfully we did hit that. I don't even know how I avoided that one. Now you can move on to the second half. Certainly would have been nice to get the red switch, as you can see. Stupid Koopa. How was that even supposed to work? How did that even work in the first place? I might actually just say screw it and try and basically just clear the hack in one shot. Or maybe not, since I'd have some other levels to just clear in World 1 that I've not yet really touched. Including getting the red switch. I do want to do that as well. Plus the final level has so many rooms I'd like to show off. I think I'll just show off all of them, perhaps. And it'll take several playthroughs to actually do that unless I use save state to just speed up the process of showing off all the individual rooms of the final level. Yeah, red switch would have made this obstacle a lot easier to say the least. We're almost out of here. As soon as these plants just let me through, that is. There we go. So Frenzy is now down. There goes another one. That then unlocks Diver Down 2. I might just opt to get the other exit here so I can just save and then continue this another time. And maybe in between that, actually just finish up the ending, so that I'll be able to show it off to you. Or at least attempt to finish off the ending. Probably shouldn't take that long to just get it done. More tedious part might be drawing, actually illustrating it, but other than that, I should probably be okay. And there'll still be that boat in the intro to take a closer look at, since I'm probably going to likely reuse it for the ending as well. LMFAO, that boat. I think it's safe to say there's been much worse looking boats out there. So I need to basically just get this, and now there's another boo directly in the way of this other boo I need to actually just get onto. So what I need to do is just line the boo block up in just the right way, but there's these other boos just basically fucking it all up for me. Basically completely messing this whole process up. Got it. Have to take a hit in the process, but it did get through. Oh, get up there. Then we gotta just drop down afterwards. Ideally with a mushroom. And this P-switch. Gotta drop down all this as well. This is for the secret exit, by the way. So I gotta basically just look at both sides of the screen here. Just so I know where to drop afterwards once I'm ready to do so. No point really actually keeping the P-switch now. I gotta basically reset the room here. Then try and find a way back into that room if I really want to go for the secret. Would have been nice to have that extra power-up just to make this so much easier. There we go. Back in the room to try again. Okay, I didn't make this secret very easy, as you can see right now. And that is the only mushroom I can really work with, unless I just go elsewhere to get one. Forgot again where to drop, fuck's sake. Need to take a closer look at this, ideally. And then gotta get back to that secret path again. At least getting back's not too much of a struggle. This ghost behaves, but he's currently not behaving right now, unfortunately. He's not behaving. At all, he's not behaving. No, he's just gonna go further down. Okay, now I got him in the right place, but now he's not in the right place. Now he's simply not in the right place again. I got all these other ghosts to just play around too, apparently. Alright, we're back in. There's still going to be another room after this, even if I do pass this one. I'm still not out of the woods yet. Even if I do pass this, we're not done with it yet. I'm trying to just think how the spikes look like. Need to remember what these spikes look like so I can just drop down correctly and avoid all of them. Oh, that was so close. We just got nipped by the last one. The last one just got us. Just got caught on the last one. Almost avoided it too. That was so close, just working out. I would have P-switch revealed blocks right on top of the spikes in that room. But if players want to be safe, it comes at a price. I see. The room is actually built in such a way that you can just actually look at where all the spikes are placed as you're climbing up. It's not like you're going to be dropping there completely blindly. You can actually take time to look at the spikes as you climb up. That was kind of the points to how that was designed. Still not easy. Especially when you're also trying to dodge ghosts, too. This wasn't built to be easy. So, right, left side, right side. Or maybe space the spikes further apart, or just have less of them. Fuck. Okay. So we want to drop on the left here. So that's on the right side I want to be. Just momentarily wiggle over to the right, then the left. I think I'll be able to figure this out. Might run out of time before I actually just really get this going, sadly. As soon as we are about to get it, we might just run out of time before we can actually really do anything. We might have just fucked ourselves. We might be running out of time, especially if I can't even move around here properly anymore with all these freaking ghosts just blocking me. The ghosts are now just completely and utterly blocking me from doing anything, apparently. I gotta just move around this guy. There we go, we moved around him. I gotta just hurry this up. Provided I still have a shot at this even. I might not even have a chance at this. Considering there's a room after this I gotta just deal with as well. Probably gonna get this, but have to just get it again, because running out of time is a thing. Nope, not even. I'm probably just gonna take a death at this point. So I have any sort of chance at basically just getting this level done, so I can have any chance of getting it done. That plus I can pick up another power-up just to make the whole ordeal a lot easier. Yeah, just bringing in another power-up makes that screen way easier to deal with. It's doable without, but I just need to basically get it right in one shot, which 100 Chime Pressure is just really, like, too much to ask from me. Yeah, I was getting to a point where just Time Pressure was a thing, and I basically couldn't really do anything right. Yeah, with these extra power-ups, it's going to be super easy to get. And we're already coming right back up to this secret path already. Already right back at the secret path. That didn't take long at all. Or I can actually just... no, I don't think I can just bypass it entirely. No, I can't just completely bypass it. I do need the P-switch for this to actually just let me into the rest of the secret path. I do need a P-switch to take on the rest of the secret path here. Then there's a room with a Fishinboo in it after this is done. Thankfully it's not that long, but Fishinboo, that should scare you. And then you're gonna get the key and keyhole after that's all said and done. Gonna wait for these guys to pass and then just drop down. Got it. We're good. Do not trap me. Please do not trap me. That could have been bad. Nearly just got screwed out of a power up there. Now we're out of that. And now I got a Fishinboo to just evade, basically. Now onto the Fishinboo hell. Hence why he's just so hard to avoid. I cannot avoid him. I cannot evade him at all, apparently. I just simply can't evade him. Oh, nuts. Ouch, that fucking hurt. Ow. That hurt. That hurt pretty badly right there. That would just hurt. Yeah, this was certainly a tougher secret than I remembered it being. Yeah, the normal exo was certainly easier. Longer, but just easier. Oof. That boo fucked me too. That boo also fucked me. I'm gonna get it. Just give me time. I'm gonna get it for sure. I know I'm gonna get it. Then I'll just have to evade that Fishinboo, and then I'm basically golden as soon as I can do that. Alright, back in the door. Hence why I very rarely use the guy. He only shows up once in this whole hack, and it's for a secret exit. Basically doesn't show up after that. And even then, I kind of just rigorously test whatever section I do put a Fission Boo in, on the rare occasion I decide to actually use one. Yeah, they very rarely show up in my hacks, actually, just to say the least. Oh, got it again. Nice, we got it again. Oh, get back down, get back down! Door! We got the door. We got in the door. Nice. Got back in. Back up against the Fission Boo, basically. Oh! No! Oh, no, that's bad. Did you just see that? Did you see that? I can assure you Bowser's Castle and Luigi's Adventure is going to be much harder than this still. This is probably going to be nothing compared to that. Safe to say. Probably because this is likely a lot shorter. Yeah, I sure hope you saw, because that was just so painful. I mean, I really want to just dodge the Fission Boo and show I can do it. I want to show I can just do this stuff on stream. If I'm expecting other people to try and just do this if they want to either go the secret route or 100%, then I'd be expecting them to just do the same. I want to prove it's just, like, reasonable to do. This is certainly taking me some good tries, that's for sure. At least this is no longer a problem, those spikes. Not struggling there at all anymore, thankfully. Uff. Uff. Well, yeah, he's gonna hit me, and there's not much I can even do about it. Okay, that one will evade. I gotta just keep on doing it, and I don't even know what he's gonna do next. I barely even know what he's gonna do. Then we gotta get back down here after hitting the switch. Then basically do a P-switch run with a Fission Boo above our heads. This is the last part of this. This is the last part of the level we need to just clear out. Can we get it? And we just did. Very little P-switch running. It's mostly just giving you time to dodge these crazy-ass enemies. So I think we'll probably just leave it at this for now, and I'll just basically likely go back to World 1 to clear out the other levels in World 1. I still basically have to go up the rest of the mountainside. I'll also try and get the red switch too, which is in that mountain path. Then I'll also show off Dead Disco, Diver Down 2, and everything past that point, which includes that pretty gigantic final level. It's gonna be fun. Do the World 1 levels. I am definitely doing those, but probably next stream though. There's gonna be a part 2 of this, but not a part 3. Should be able to knock out the rest of the ROM hack in a part 2. What's this? It's Return Trip, and I'm almost actually done with it. Both done the playthrough. Still gonna be fixes to make. But basically, it's gonna be ready to be released shortly. So I kind of think I could see myself pushing out by the end of the year, but might just be more worth it to wait till C3. There's still that to fix. If I can get Mario to actually appear behind some of these overworld tiles, that would be great, but apparently I didn't actually get it by simply setting tile priority to on. That didn't do it. There's still this stuff to clear out. Basically this path to go up. And then there's just the warp pipe here, and that is basically the red switch. Or a path that leads to it. Level tiles. I have to use level tiles to do it. So basically layer 1 and not layer 2. So I'm supposed to essentially have paths with those... I'm gonna have to look into this. That or maybe just basically replace this tunnel here in the side of the mountain cave with pipe. Could just replace this with a pipe and make everything so much easier for myself. But I would like to just figure out exactly what you're talking about, because I'm pretty sure I could, in fact, figure it out. I probably could just figure it out easily. Hence why I want to give myself even more time to basically just look at some of this extra stuff to just fix. So I'm gonna have a stream to basically just watch through again to see where things need to kind of get fixed up. Yeah, that secret exit on Valencia Mansion was a bitch, but after enough tries I just pulled it off anyways. Thankfully, you're not gonna actually be forced to do this just to beat the game. It's basically an optional side route you can take, or if you want to go for 100%. You have to dodge some spikes while you're falling down a narrow corridor, and then after that, there's a fishing boo to deal with. But at least the secret path isn't that long. And if we go down here, you can actually still see all of these level tiles that I basically just had all next to each other that I used to basically just test all the levels without testing the overworld first. So I basically just build the levels and then the overworld basically just comes along after that. Plus, I just generally spend a lot more time actually working on the levels than on the overworld. Yeah, because levels are basically highest priority for me. We gotta have something that people are gonna enjoy playing. Otherwise, will it really matter what else you do in the hack if people don't even enjoy the levels? Probably not. If it doesn't play well, then what's the point of basically doing anything else? Is gonna kind of just get overshadowed by the shitty levels. This overworld isn't quite as, like, breakthrough-y as Bits overworld was, but I'm certainly proud of this one, too. The Bits and Pieces overworld, though, on the other hand, that's probably gotta be my best overworld. Yeah, I want to just mix it up a bit. Those weren't even that hard to put together. I did want to mix it up. So I'm basically going to do a part 2. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow. Unless I can just somehow actually just put the ending together. As a matter of fact, I think I can if I just go at it. I think I can actually put it together over the course of the next day. If not, then maybe the day after. But I also do want to do, like, part 3 of Google Translated Metroid Prime 2 tomorrow as well. We'll be going up against the Morbus, likely near the beginning of that stream. I'm basically one Dark Temple key away, and I know exactly where it is. And yes, you heard me right, Google Translated Metroid Prime 2. It does exist. So I'll basically just leave you with that for now, and then there's going to be a part 2 to this, where I basically just wrap up the hack. Which will start with getting Life in Motion's normal exit that lead up this side of the mountain. That's going to lead to this pipe. This pipe over here should not be here. It was basically just used for testing purposes. Might actually be safe to say I can just remove basically all these random test pipes at this point. So you might not even see those next time I actually start this stream for Return Trip. You might not even see the test pipes anymore. Even though they've been there for as long as I can remember.